Hello, everybody. I'm Chuck Gibson, and it's time now for another edition of Loveland Beacon Talks. Today's special feature, I have Dan Peterson with me, and we're going to talk. We're going to talk 1 week away, the second annual Loveland Shorts Film Festival. Dan, welcome to the Loveland Beacon Talks.
Well, thank you very much. Glad to be here.
And it's great to have you. And, well, and kind of, I'm not going to say you're sitting in for Gary Giver. But, we got to give a little shout out to Gary. I mean, I still say this is his baby. He's very humble, and he knows that all of you guys make it happen together. But in all honesty, we've had Gary a couple times. It's your turn to share the story. So, like I said, Dan, when we were talking a little bit off air a few minutes ago, it's like, we're 1 week away.
We are.
So how's it going?
Well, it's going very well. Year one, we had about 100 films submitted. Yeah. This year, we've got 143 submitted. Out of that, we picked 43 films that we're going to show. As you know, the Film Fest is August 1st and 2nd. That's a Friday and Saturday next week. These films, I'll tell you, last year I thought we had good films. This year, they're even better. They really are. They run the gamut from comedy to horror to animation, documentaries, romance, even music videos in there, and they just have really the level's just gone up.
Well, you grabbed my attention. I mean, frankly, it all does. I love comedy, so that's going to. But you said even a music video. So tell me a little bit. I mean, is there going to be more than one, or just one music video? Or tell me a little bit about how that.
For the screenings, I think we're going to have, if I remember correctly, I think there's 3 music videos that are included, and all of them are good. And like I said, all these films are good. It's interesting. We're called the Loveland Shorts Film Festival, and we define a short film as 20 minutes or less.
Yeah.
Out of the 43 films, our shortest film is 1 minute and 15 seconds.
Wow. And
our longest is 19 minutes and 51 seconds. So it's really kind of it's a wide range of how much time each one of these films takes.
Well, I'm going to throw myself out here a little bit, and I'm going to say the 1 minute and 15 was one of the music videos.
No,
I knew I was going to be wrong. That's why I said I'm going to throw myself out. Just toss myself to the wolves.
It's actually a horror, believe it or not. Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah,
you can scare the.
Yes, you can.
Yeah. I don't like horror because it scares me to death. I can't. I'm just go. Birds all those years ago in the 60s or whatever it was. Yeah. I was done with horror the first time I saw that. Anyway,
I have to admit it's not my favorite either. But
it's a horror film. It's 1 minute and 15 seconds, and it's one of the 43.
Yeah.
So, and you just said, so you admit, thank you. I'm glad we're on the same side. We're not, neither one of us is huge horror fans. But a little bit about, your role with the Loveland Shorts Film Festival. You were involved from the get-go a year ago, and now you are again this year. Does your role include, you screen the films as well?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. We actually had a team of 18 people that did the screening this year.
Right.
Every single film submitted had at least 8 people view it and rate it. And that's very unusual for film fests. There's a lot of film fests where maybe 1 or 2 people view it and rate it, and that's how the decision gets made as to what gets shown. Wow. We feel like that it's important to have a number of eyes look at it, and these are people with different age groups, obviously men and women, all different perspectives. So the group we have is very diverse from that standpoint. So you're going to get a good picture in terms of what's a good film and what's not. Yeah. So we had 18 people involved. And like I said, at least 8 people saw every single film, so again, we ended up with better films even than last year, and I think it's going to be very entertaining for the people that come.
So, I mean, ultimately there are some. Well, I guess the winning stuff comes from judges that are specific. But the reviewing and setting up the 43 that are going to be screened. I started to get lost there for a second in my own thoughts, not with what you were saying was very clear. Yeah. But so at least 8 people on every film that came in. And then remind me again, when you started just a minute ago, you said how many films did you guys have submitted this year?
143.
143. Yeah. And ultimately 43 are going to be shown at the fest.
And what we do is we have a smaller core team that has seen every single one of the films that is going to be shown at the fest, and from that we select three films for each one of the genres that we're going to give awards to, and those go to the judges, and these are independent judges that haven't been involved in the Loveland Film Fest at all, other than they're going to look at each of these 3 films per genre, and they're going to pick the winner.
That's what I wanted to get back to clarifying again, because the 8 reviewing, and when you come to the 43, and then 3 from each category, genre, whatever. And then that's when the judges will step in.
That's
when
they come in
from those 3.
And all of our judges, not going to go through naming them, but they're all they're experts in film.
Right.
And so they look at it with maybe a little more critical eye, technical eye than maybe we do. We're looking at it, I think, from a standpoint. We have a rating system, but I think we're trying to pick films also that we think people will enjoy. So maybe not quite as focused on the technical side.
And then the straight up screen, and that's all the people that are helping it happen. But then the public. So the 43 films that will be screened during the Film Fest are Friday, August 2nd. Is that right?
August 1st, and then the 2nd is Saturday.
I knew I was going to say
it's okay. We'll have
what is today? No. Today is Friday. Okay, so we're 1 week away. So Friday, August the 1st, and Saturday, August the 2nd are flat-out public screenings. Ultimately, people could see all 43.
They could,
which brings me to the question, is it sold out?
We're getting close.
So people can. So when you listen to this, everybody, and Dan and I are sitting here on Friday, recording this. When you're listening to it, you're probably going to be listening to it on Saturday, 6 days away, by the time we produce this. But it's being recorded right now, Friday afternoon. When you hear this, there's still some tickets available, listeners. Don't miss out, because they're going to sell out.
Well, and the way it's interesting because a lot of people will buy a VIP ticket, which give them the pass for the entire day or maybe even the entire weekend.
Right.
We have 3 showings, 3 different screenings on Friday.
Right.
They're an hour and a half long each, and then 3 different screenings on Saturday. And what happens is people buy those tickets, but they're not going to sit through every screening of every film. So they may come in and watch one screening for an hour and a half, then go get lunch.
Right.
And then they may come back for an evening screening. So even though we may be sold out, there's always tickets available, because maybe there's only 3/4 of the seats filled.
I got you.
And so people can come you can walk up for $10 and buy a specific screening and watch the films in that screening. So
as long as there's going to be some seats available, so
and
you guys will know that and be able to make.
And I'll tell you, there'll be seats. We'll have some.
Well, and again, last year was a huge success. But at each of the screenings, I mean, I was there, covered the whole event, and it was a good crowd. But there were some seats that were available. People could have walked up, and so that's a great piece of advice for those who maybe don't want to do the whole thing. Come up Friday. What are the hours again? Friday for those. It's going to screen. The first screening begins at.
I've had that. And I was.
You know what? And I had that flyer, and I didn't bring it to our recording session.
Yeah, because we start with a meet and greet that's at 10 o'clock, and then goes to 10:45.
Right.
So the first film screening will be at 11 and go till 12:30. And then we have an afternoon screening. It's usually 3 to 4:30.
Right.
And then the evening starts at 7 o'clock. So people have time to get lunch in between, get dinner in between.
And that'll be the schedule Saturday as well.
Yeah.
So again, for the listeners, as Dan just said, 11 to 12:30 is the first screening on Friday, 3 to 4:30, and then 7 to 8:30.
Right.
You can walk up if one of those times works out for you.
Right.
Walk up, and there might be a couple empty seats in the house, and you can come in. And trust me, having been there last year, I won't put it on somebody who's biased and ask Dan to tell you. Trust me, being there last year, the screenings were excellent, and you guys have said the level, and it's not a surprise that in year 2 there might be some higher quality films, because last year some of the filmmakers are like, oh, this is a brand new thing, let's wait and see if it survives.
Yeah.
And so the truth is it had success, the word spreads a little bit, and so some maybe even higher level filmmakers are putting together some higher quality films.
It could be, yeah, because what happens is filmmakers rate their experience, and we had 24 filmmakers make it last year to the event.
Yeah.
We know right now there's 22 minimum coming in, and they'll all rate how their experience went. And we had verbally we heard from all of them that was just one of the best film fests they've been involved in, and then they do that rating, and so that helps elevate you in the eyes of other filmmakers. Looking to where am I going to put my film to be played.
Well, and again, and I don't mind giving a little plug. No, I'm not being paid. I'm not part of the committee. I have nothing to do with Loveland Shorts Film Festival other than, learning about it and sharing the story with you, the listeners. But, and sharing the story last year, Dan and Gary, you guys know this, but I'm telling you from the media side, I didn't hear a complaint.
Yeah.
The filmmakers I spoke to after were raving about the experience, and some of them especially saying this is the first time, and you guys did it right. So again, for anybody that might want to walk up, or anybody that wants to buy the whole thing, the VIP pass, by all means, jump in while there's still some available. But it is a good experience. It was a good experience for the filmmakers. It was a good experience for the public that came to watch.
Well, thank you. I'd also say that in addition to the films, we're going to have what we call workshops.
Right.
And these are open to not just the filmmakers, but to the film goers. And we've got some really good ones this year. One of the workshops is called Intimacy in Film. I've already got my seat reserved for that one. And another one, which you'll love, Chuck, is fight choreography. So that would be quite interesting.
Okay, keep going.
We've got an expert that's going to show how they stage fights and how they make it happen.
And I'm going to be a smart aleck. Choreography is choreography.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a fight dance, right?
Yeah. Well,
anyway.
We're going to find out. I have no idea. That's why we're bringing the expert in.
By the way, I'll be sitting next to you. The intimacy in film.
Just not too close.
Well, we don't want to practice any scenes.
No. So there's the third one will be lighting in film.
Right.
And how you can really make use of lighting to bring different effects to the film.
And so, for example, those workshops will happen Friday and Saturday.
Yes.
Different ones.
Yeah.
And they're not at the same time as the screenings.
They're in between the screenings.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can catch the screen. You're not going to miss a screening because you went to a workshop.
Right.
The workshop happens right inside the theater.
Yes.
Correct.
It's right behind where the screen is.
Right.
And so
it's kind of like if you've never been backstage at the Loveland Stage Company Theater, this is your chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then on Sunday we'll have the awards ceremony. That'll start 10 o'clock, and that's where we announce the winners of each of the genres.
Now, how does somebody get to be
one other thing I want to mention, too.
Go to it.
You got a VIP ticket. You're also invited to the after parties, and that'll be on Friday evening and Saturday evening, starting right after the last film screening on Friday and Saturday. And they're both of the after parties will be at Ramsey's. They're a terrific partner of ours, and they're hosting the after party. So that's a lot of fun too, because then you get a chance to meet the filmmakers and talk with them. And
and I kind of blew this off when you mentioned it, and I shouldn't have done that. So, like you also mentioned the coffee, like Friday starts with a coffee at the meet and greet.
Yeah.
So who do we meet and greet when we come to coffee? That's what I blew off.
That's right. There'll be a few.
Besides Dan Peterson and Gary Giver,
there'll be a few of the core team from the film festival that'll be there hosting it. But you'll meet the filmmakers that'll come by, people who have purchased tickets. So it's just a chance to get the whole day started with a cup of coffee, and we're going to be over at Hometown.
Okay.
Right there in downtown Loveland. They're hosting that for us.
Mix and mingle.
Yes, and really a shout out to them for that. It's they do a great job with that. So come by and get a cup of coffee, and we'll have donuts and get going, starting off the day.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for donuts.
I am too.
But that's not. We don't want to get into that.
Okay.
Just as long as you have glazed, that's all. I'll just leave it at that. But anyway, so again, it's ultimately the question is for the awards ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
Getting back to that.
Okay.
Can you walk up on Sunday and buy tickets and come in and watch the awards ceremony?
The tickets,
how's that work?
awards ceremony is included with the ticket purchase.
Okay.
So that's a I guess a free event, if you would.
Okay.
And last year I think we had about probably 50 or 60 people that came to see which films won the awards. And we encourage ticket holders to come on in and do that.
Well, I don't want
because
to
everybody's biased. Everybody's got their own favorites, right? So it's kind of fun to see if the ones you liked are the ones that end up winning the awards.
As long as you don't get somebody like, how did he win? Or she win? Or what, how did that film get?
Yeah.
We don't want to hear that.
We don't want to hear that.
But just to clarify, so people are going to buy the VIP tickets, and as we know, some of them are going to, they're not going to sit there for 90 minutes and view every screening.
Right.
So people can walk up. Now, the people that walk up, they get a ticket.
Yes.
They can come Sunday with that ticket.
Yeah.
Okay, so they can still. All right. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't misleading somebody, or that we didn't do that when we said, a ticket gets you in Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday, what's the timing for that again? Sunday morning.
It starts at 10 a.m.
10 a.m.
Yeah. It'll be.
Make sure. So 10 a.m. Sunday, screenings on Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m., 3 p.m., and 7 p.m. For the screenings. And then the award ceremony, don't be late.
Yep.
In fact, get there like 9:45.
And we'll be announcing all this stuff all through. And by the way, for all the details we're talking about, you can go to lovelandfilmfest.org. And that's got, you can buy tickets online there. You can see the list of the films that are going to be shown. You can see all the exact times for all the events. lovelandfilmfest.org. And
you beat me to it.
That was going to be the close.
I was going to say, Dan, make sure you tell them where do you find all the information, which is lovelandfilmfest.org. One word, Loveland Film Fest, all one word, .org.
Exactly.
Go there, check it out, all the details. It is going to be a weekend of great film fun.
It is.
In a nice, cool
It is going to be cooler, better weather too.
Well, the weather's that's the other thing in terms of for the people whoever hears this that's outside of Loveland, come on down to Loveland. You'll be able to walk around and enjoy Loveland. While like Dan said, some of the people are going to get up and walk out and go get some lunch.
Yeah,
we have Loveland has a lot to offer.
Yes. Oh, thank you. A great point. I mentioned Ramsey's is doing the after party. We've got partnerships with Tano's, with Paxton's, and with Ramsey's are kind of the three restaurants downtown that we will be encouraging people to patronize. But not
to mention Hometown for the Coffee.
And Hometown for the Coffee. Thank you. And but we've had such support from the city, the mayor, the council, the city manager. They've actually named that weekend Loveland Shorts Film Fest weekend, and so we're hoping that the businesses will get excited and get behind this and do some special things.
Dan, I'm glad you brought that up. I was not able to attend, but that cooperation with the city, and like you said, they've actually named the weekend Loveland Shorts Film Fest weekend.
Right.
There was actually, for people who may not know this, there was actually a proclamation, a ceremony and a proclamation of that at Loveland Council meeting a couple weeks back. I was unable to attend it, so I didn't see that or anything.
Yeah.
But that is certainly worth noting as well. The city,
it is. Yeah.
The city gets behind this.
City really loves this. It's we think it's something that Loveland's already well known in the Cincinnati area. This just brings another element to the city of coolness. Let's put it that way. And Loveland is cool, and so we're excited about it, and the city has been very, very supportive.
Yeah. Well, and now, as they should be, because the Loveland Film Fest is helping them too. So, one hand, greases the other or something like that.
Exactly.
So, you're patting each other on the back, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Is there anything else? Well, you know what? There is something else before I let you just, whatever you want to close with.
Okay.
So what, you mentioned horror's not your favorite. So, of the genres, what do you like best?
Well, you're going to agree with me on this. I would say comedy is my favorite.
Okay.
And if it's sophomoric humor, that's even better.
I am 12.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, I got you. You're going by that too. So now, without giving anything away, did you have a favorite? Or is there a film that stood out for you? Even if it wasn't a comedy one, is there a film that really stood out for you?
I would say there's several of them, and the judges that ended up picking the best of the fest. We had 3 really good films in there, and the judges' ratings were super tight. I mean, they liked all of them. So I would be hard pressed to pick a favorite, but there's 3 or 4 of them that I really thought were at the very top. So
don't want to give away.
I'm not giving away anything.
Not giving away the stories.
No.
So if you don't buy a VIP ticket, you got to walk up so we can find out which of those films Dan is talking about.
Exactly.
And why the judges had such a tough decision.
Yeah.
And the calls were close.
Yeah.
So, anything else you want to add? Maybe I didn't add because it wasn't really about me coming here and grilling you with questions. It's about you sharing a story. So what did we miss that you want to share?
A couple other things I'd want to share. One is we'll have merchandise again. It's for sale at the event. T-shirts, beer and wine glasses. Everything's got the Loveland Shorts Film Festival logo. These will be collector items. Koozies, small posters, jigsaw puzzles.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, just also, did I say coasters? I can't remember.
Just did?
Yeah.
No, but the answer is no, you didn't say it before that. So
I just did. So
you're good. You just did.
So a lot of things you can pick up as souvenirs from the event as well. And final thing I want to do is I want to do a shout out to the core team because these folks, everything's volunteer, right? Nobody's getting paid anything for this. And these folks just really worked their butts off to make this happen. Our first meeting for this year started the week after last year's ended. And so it's been a full year of work on this. And, you mentioned Gary Giver. Gary was the founder. There's also Cynthia and Phil Tate, Michael Yerrick, Kelly Silva, Bob Kessler, Justin Hanks, Kia Fix, and Peggy Goodwin. Probably a few familiar names to you.
Well, and you finished with what's more appropriate than to wrap it all up and say Peggy Goodwin? Because there's something, I love Peggy.
Is she not involved in everything?
That was my question, because does this community not simply have to love Peggy because she's behind it, like everything, somewhere behind the scenes? And that's another thing. I mean, she's so humble.
She is.
She doesn't even want you to say her.
She's amazing.
Yeah, so it's most apropos that you finish with her. But there's some names in there that are very familiar. Yeah. In this
a number of actors and singers and younger people that actually know theater and stage and filming, and so.
Well, and we're going to wrap it up real quick here in about a minute. 43 films. Mm-hmm. Friday, August 1st, Saturday, August the 2nd, and then come on by Sunday morning at 10 a.m. if you can for the award ceremony.
Right. So
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, next weekend. It's just a week away.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
It's happening soon.
And I know. So the 43 films that have been selected for screening.
Yeah.
Is there any familiar names that are the filmmakers? I mean, I know last year we had, Jacob Robinson, who is from Loveland, was among the names. We had a young lady from Milford High School last year. Not necessarily a familiar name, but a local. Is there any locals that made the cut? So to speak?
Yeah, there is. I'm not going to.
You don't have to name
names,
them,
but I'll give you an idea. Out of the films we received, about 70% of them were, I'd call it, in the tri-state area.
Yeah.
So Kentucky, Indiana, and Ohio. 20% came from rest of U.S., so we had some from California and Michigan and other places, and then 10% were international.
Yeah.
And
that's a good number. Our
furthest one away was Australia.
Yeah.
We had Portugal, we had Spain, Italy. So lot of good films from a wide range of areas. I know one of the filmmaker that's traveling the furthest to attend is coming out of Calgary, Canada. So,
wow, okay.
Got somebody traveling a pretty good distance to come join us.
Well, it should be another fun weekend.
It will be.
And you know what? And not just fun, but very exciting.
Yeah.
Because you just, again, from the experience last year,
Yep.
and I have also been to Sundance in the past. So not that I'm some kind of expert, but
a few bigger names out of Sundance.
The film festival was really well done, and you just don't know what you're going to see.
Yeah.
And
that's the fun of it, isn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, and the fun part is you just don't know what you're going to see. The exciting part is you just don't know what you're going to see. But the really exciting part is you end up seeing some really quality films. And then personally, I think the fun part is like, ooh, that was a clunker. It's like, yikes.
Yeah, you won't see many of those.
Well, probably not. Not if you went from 143 down to 43.
Yeah.
And
we got good ones. The other thing you kind of called something I want to make a mention of, because this has come up as a question. We don't block all the films together, so we don't put all the horror films.
Right.
We're not this year. We're not putting them together in genres for the screenings. Every screening will have a mix of the different genres. So,
darn it! I can't personally make sure I miss the horror films.
Yeah, you can't. They're going to be filtered in throughout, and so when you show up, no matter which screening you come to, you're going to see a wide range of types of films.
That's excellent,
and they'll be good. So
very good.
So if you love film and you're into it,
well, now So as we say goodbye for now,
yeah.
Do you have an official title for Dan Peterson for your role with the Loveland Shorts Film Festival Committee? Is there an official title?
We're all called directors, but I'm chief bottle washer.
Perfect.
So
okay.
Gary. The way we started was we were sitting around drinking beer at Gary's house, and he said the stage company, it's fantastic, but it's dark for a lot of the year.
Right.
And I'd like to come up with something we could do in the summer. And he had this idea of a film fest, and so. And I said, I'm in. Let's figure out how to do this. And so without any clue as to what's going on, that's why when we got a lot of the theater people involved, that helped a ton because they have understanding and experience in this. And we had some students from Ohio University Film School last year that helped us get it off the ground too. So,
cool.
So that's kind of I do a lot of work around getting sponsors and working with fellows like yourself to get the word out.
Well, listen, thanks for taking the time to share the story. And for the listeners, we'll call that's a wrap for this. We're just a week away from the Loveland Shorts Film Fest, the second annual Loveland Shorts Film Fest. And Chief Cook and Bottle Washer, Dan Peterson, it has been a pleasure. Thanks for sharing the story.
Yep.
And I'll look forward to talking to you in about 8 or 9 or 10 days from now. And see
when it's over. Huh?
Yeah, because you guys will be headed into the third annual at that point. But again, thank you so much for joining us here on Loveland.
Well, thank you for
Talks.
having us. Appreciate the opportunity.